Thank you for listening to GCN. Be sure to visit GCNlive.com today.
Okay, so we've been spending a lot of time talking about the ketogenic diet and steroid hormones, steroid chemistry, fatty vitamins, the fatty system in the body. Basically, this all has to do with calming the body down. If I had to tell you one single thing to do to increase your longevity, to restore yourself back to health if you're dealing with some kind of health challenge, it would be this: calm the body down. This is what the ketogenic diet's about. Calming the body down. This is what calorie restriction is about. Calming the body down. We talk about caloric restriction all the time on this program. Overeating. Eating for dopamine. Eating for serotonin. Eating for brain hormones rather than for nutrition. Eating to correct our brain chemistry is a major, no, it is the major cause of disease. This is so important because it puts the healing process back where it belongs. It puts health back where it belongs, in our laps. For too long, we have abdicated responsibility for our health and been encouraged to abdicate responsibility for our health to the medical model. They'll fix us. They'll take care of us. Well, the fact of the matter is we don't need them. Well, the fact of the matter is they don't do us any good. Witness the incredible epidemic, the horrifying statistics of biblical proportions about the health of the human species, specifically the American human species. Caloric restriction is one of the all-time great health strategies because it calms the body down. Most of us are eating because we're trying to manage our brain chemistry. Most of us are eating or overeating, ingesting calories, not necessarily for raw materials, but to upregulate pleasure and stress management chemistry in the brain. And this puts us on an endless and non-stop search for food. And I know because I have it too. It's part of the human condition because it's how we're hardwiring. That's why we eat after we're hungry after we eat a meal. That's why you eat, you're completely full, but you still have room for dessert. Because we're not eating for our bellies. We're not eating for our bodies. We're eating for dopamine and serotonin. And all of this is modified, unfortunately, in our culture, primarily by sugar. And, unfortunately, by artificial chemicals called excitotoxins. This is disease, folks. This is the, with a capital T, major cause of degenerative health crisis, or degenerative health crisis and degenerative and chronic long-term diseases, defined as diseases that don't get better, that get worse, which is most of the things we suffer from. 80% of our health challenges, chronic, long-term progressive disease, and in large parts, it's caused by eating behavior. And we're encouraged to eat this way because there's lots of profit in it. There's lots of profit in having us addicted to food, of course. Snack foods, bars, and in between meals. And when they tell us to graze all day, well, that's just a license to keep eating. This is eating addiction, folks, and it's the reason for our epidemic of obesity, diabetes, in general, our epic degenerative health crisis. When we eat for brain chemistry, we eat nonstop. When we eat for brain hormones rather than for bodily nourishment and raw materials, we end up eating way more calories than our bodies can handle. And calories represent work. We eat way more calories than our bodies need. We don't need a lot of calories from a physiologic perspective. This is one of the greatest ironies of our empire of food is we don't need a lot of food. We don't need a lot of calories. If you could separate the pleasure that we get from eating, if we could separate the stress management aspect of eating from actual eating, we wouldn't be eating very much. We'd be eating very little because it takes a lot of energy to eat. We don't need a lot of calories from a physiologic perspective, maybe from a mental perspective, from a pleasure perspective, from a stress management or coping perspective. When we have disturbances in the body readjusts those disturbances. The body returns itself back to stability by adjusting brain chemistry. So when we have disturbances, we will eat. I don't say it's stress so much, but disturbances. Disturbances are a type of stress. When the body's disturbed in some way, and by the way, it could be joyful disturbances. It doesn't have to be something that's life-threatening. Many people eat when they have a joyful disturbance. Food represents a way for the body to stabilize its brain chemistry. So when there's some kind of disturbance going on, this is one of the reasons why people eat when they're driving, because driving is a major disturbance for the brain. Driving requires a lot of stress management for the brain. So when we eat, when we're driving, we feel compelled to eat. And of course, fast food purveyors take advantage of this, and this is why we all eat in our cars. This is why we eat when we watch TV. This is why we eat when we're in meetings, because these represent stresses on the brain, and food is one of the ways that these brain stresses can be stabilized. Calories represent work. They represent heat, and that's a problem. And that's why caloric restriction is an ultimate health strategy, and it has something to do with the ketogenic diet, too. Hang on, I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We're talking about the ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet is a relatively high-fat diet and relatively moderate protein diet and low-carb diet. And I say relatively, I think that's really important because when we talk about high fat and the ketogenic diet, what we really mean is not a lot of fat necessarily, but mostly fat. And that's a very important distinction because, you see, if you combine the fact that we're all ingesting way too many calories with this high-fat ketogenic diet way of eating, what ends up happening is we eat too much fat. The ketogenic diet means most of our calories should come from fat, but it doesn't mean we got a lot of fat because we shouldn't be eating a lot of calories. So in an absolute sense, we're not getting a lot of fat when we do the ketogenic diet. And this is very important because one of the major knocks on the ketogenic diet is it's too much fat. And if you figure it that most people are getting 2,500 calories a day, or I shouldn't say it, most people are getting like 4,000 calories a day. But even, the average person is getting, say, 2,500 or so calories a day. That's a lot of fat. That could put a burden on the liver. That could put a burden on the lymphatic system. That could put a burden on the intestine, for that matter. So when we talk about ketogenic diet, it's very important to recognize that the ketogenic diet works with caloric restriction. They go hand in hand. Both of them have an effect of calming the body down. The ketogenic diet is not a license to eat a whole bunch of fat. It's a license to get most of your calories from fat, but if you're not getting a lot of calories, that's not a problem. If the average American gets 2,500 calories a day, and many people get 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day, and we really need about maybe 1,000 or maybe 1,500 max for most people, not if you're working out or you're an athlete or you've got some intense caloric needs, but for most people, 1,500 calories is plenty a day. And then you talk about 60 or 70% of your calories coming from fat. That's not a whole bunch of fat. But if you're doing 5,000 calories a day and 70% or 60% is coming from fat, that could put a major stress on the body. So the ketogenic diet works with caloric restriction. And that's how you keep your fat under control. By maintaining this low-calorie perspective, eating less food, the net effect is not going to be a lot of fat in an absolute sense, just in a relative sense, just compared to the amount of carbs that we're getting. And this is a mistake that many people make when they try to go ketogenic. They try to get most of their calories from fat. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but because there's so many calories, that means a lot of fat. And that puts a burden on the body. And in a way, that negates the benefits that you're going to get from from the ketogenic diet, because now you're hyping the body up rather than calming it down. And that's what this whole thing is about, calming the body down. This is the most powerful health strategy, calming the body down. This is why nutrition works, because nutrition calms the body down. This is why fasting works. It calms the body down. Caloric restriction, ketogenic diet, calm the body down. Breathing, calm the body down. See where we're going here. Restricting sugars, calm the body down. Put the body back into a state of ease from dis-ease. It's right there in the word, folks. Dis-ease, a lack of ease. All disease, all illness can be thought of as a result of some kind of dysregulation of energy. The energy is not flowing as it should. And the reason why this is so important, check this out. The reason why this is so important to understand, because it liberates us from the medical model. When we understand that all illness is a dysregulation of energy, that it involves dis-ease, and health and wellness involve putting the body back at ease, we will have restored the health of the body to its rightful home, to its rightful residence, which is with us. We have accepted this medical model that tells us that the health of the body is in the realm of the outside authorities, the great kings of medicine, the great gurus, the great geniuses of medicine. We have accepted this medical model. Health has become a power trip for the priestly class that we call doctors. Health has become a power trip for doctors who would become the lords and saviors, become our lords and saviors of health, the lords of health. And it's been sneaky. It's deceitful. It doesn't get us better. The medical model doesn't get anybody better, ever. It hides symptoms and plays around with risk factors. Yesterday, a friend of mine, I was talking to a buddy of mine. He's a younger guy, he's in his 20s, and he says, he wanted to know why I don't get checkups. I told him I don't go to doctors, I don't get checkups. Because what a checkup is they're checking you for risks. This is what they check you for, is risks. Medical checkups are about risk management. They're not about health. They come up with a bunch of risk factors via statistics, and then they check you for those risk factors. Blood pressure, chemicals in the blood, maybe the function of various organs, the kidneys or the heart. But this information is not necessarily relevant when it comes to how healthy we are. It's a type of misdirection that deceives us into thinking that our cholesterol score and our bone mineral density and our thyroid hormone levels are measures of our heart health or our bone health or our thyroid health. But what we're not being told is that health can't be measured with scores. Health can't be measured in any period. You can't quantify health. The capitalist medical model that's supported by the government, Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden and Obamacare, as well as Dr. Oz and the whole culture of medicine, it needs quantification. It needs numbers. It needs scores. So they could tell you, oh, well, we lowered your score. Oh, well, we reduced your risk by 0.5%, by 1%. But real health is not about risk management. Real health is, this is how the World Health Organization defines real health, by the way, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. That's health. And it's holistic, whole. The body's whole. It's healthy when it's whole. How ironic, interestingly, that fear is about separation. Fear is about the unknown. Fear is about something outside of us. There's a very interesting relationship between fear and sickness, between fear and dis-ease. Dis-ease is the body out of ease. It's the body in fear. Health is about wholeness. And by the way, the opposite of fear is love. Love, health, holiness, wholeness versus fear, dis-ease, sickness, separation. So you can't quantify health. You don't determine health with a score. Once we understand that you can't determine health with a score, there's going to be a lot of unemployed scorekeepers, i.e. doctors. There'll be a lot of doctors looking for real work and an honest living once we figure out that you don't keep score for health. Health is not about keeping score, and it can't be measured by medical metrics. And no one gets better by being treated by a doctor. All a doctor can do in the day-to-day chronic disease sense is control our test markers, and guess what? It's done with drugs. Oh my God. And I'm a pharmacist here telling you this, folks. How in God's name did drugs ever become a model for healing the body? This is one of the greatest scams and delusions in the history of mankind. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll take a break and come back with your phone calls right after this. Don't go. From the journal Trends in Cognitive Sciences, I love this article. This is about expectations, the power of expectations. It's called the placebo effect. According to Dr. Katharina Schwartz, the placebo effect works quite well when it comes to treating pain and depression. There was a really cool book that came out a couple of years ago called The Emperor's New Drugs. And it was a study done on a bunch of studies. All the antidepressant studies that were out, or a bunch of the antidepressant studies that were out, were examined by a guy named Irwin Kirsch. And what he found out was that antidepressants are basically placebos. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because what it means is we have power over our bodies. This is so cool. The placebo effect is something that shouldn't be filtered. The placebo effect is something that should be examined. Drug companies try to do all kinds of things when they're testing drugs to eliminate the placebo effect. They don't want the placebo effect. They want to know if their drugs are doing anything, so they filter out the placebo effect. They do something called a double-blind study, which is supposed to take care of the placebo effect. But I'm saying, why aren't we figuring out what the heck's going on with the placebo effect? The placebo effect basically says that if you believe a pill's going to work, it works. Now, what does that tell you? That is such powerful, powerful information. It's a dirty little secret that drug companies don't want you to know. Your brain works as well as a drug. Oh, except for one thing. Your brain doesn't have side effects or toxicity. you can control your body with your brain to such a large measure that drug companies have to eliminate this effect, the placebo effect, to see if their drugs are working or not. All at the same time. At the same time that we have this placebo effect, at the same time that we have all of this evidence that shows that the brain controls the body, that our mental nature is primal, at the same time, we've got a drug and medical epidemic, a medical model epidemic that is the third leading cause of death. What does this say about us, folks? Well, I'll tell you what it says. It says that we have bought, for the most part, present company excluded, because you're listening to this program. If you're listening to this program, I'm not necessarily talking about you guys, but for the most part, we've drank the Kool-Aid. I talked to a guy this week. He was on the radio. He was a caller maybe a couple months ago. He had a condition called Dupuytren's contracture or Dupuytren's disease, which is where your hand shrivels up basically because the connective tissue is so inflamed, it pulls the muscles together and you end up with this claw-like hand. So I told him on the air, I said, look, if you do everything I'm going to tell you, your Dupuytren's contracture will completely go away. And guess what? I talked to him this week. Well, first I talked to him a couple days after we put him on a protocol. And sure enough, he was feeling better almost right away. I talked to him last week, Tom from Illinois. It's gone. And he feels a lot better. Now he wants to know what else he can do. I got another really cool text yesterday. Hang on, I'll get your phone calls here in just a sec. I just want to read this text. This is so amazing, you guys. This is a guy named Steve in North Dakota. And he had cancer, okay? Or Scott from North Dakota. I don't know if he's listening. He had stage 4 terminal colon cancer, all right? This was back in August. So I just told him, like I tell everybody, the same thing. Calm the body down. Caloric restriction. Make sure you're using the Mighty 90 essential nutrients. He texted me yesterday. Hey, Ben. I'm reading you right off my phone. Hey, Ben, I'm not sure you remember me. I'm Scott from North Dakota. I was the one who had stage 4 colon cancer, and I was told it was terminal. I completely changed my life, started on longevity, and went organic. Well, it turned out different. I was just declared cancer-free again, and I've never felt better. I just want to say thank you. You really helped me survive and change my life. Well, that wasn't me. It was just the stuff we talk about here. I can't take credit for any of this, guys. I'm just telling you how it works. The body's doing the work. The divine force is doing the work here. But the bottom line is if you're dealing with a health challenge, if you're dealing with something that's causing you health misery, please understand it is in the body's nature to reverse. Not cure necessarily. Cure is magic. Cure is when you transform something into something else. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about reversal. Reversal is science. Cure is magic. This isn't magic. It's logic. It's science. Disease is a verb. It can be reversed. I will continue this discussion tomorrow, talk about the ketogenic diet as well, and then start talking some more about all the good, powerful fertility, youth, health, feel-good hormones, the steroid hormones particularly. I want to start talking about DHEA. Love that stuff. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's go to Lou in New York. What's going on? Welcome to the bright side, Lou.
Yes, the trouble is that my husband has been struggling with the stage 4 lymphoma, and he has done the transplants, he has done the cell transplant, he has done the chemo, and the last thing he's done now is the radiation, and he's still in pain. And I'm wondering, I've called other lines, and they said there's nothing they can do for this.
Well, there's a lot you can do, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's stage 4 and it's in the lymphatic system that it's going to, you may not, I don't know how much time you got. So you got to start doing stuff right away. I don't know if you listened to our program today or in the past, calm the body down. The lymphatic system is part of the blood. It's part of the circulatory system. So when you have a lymphatic cancer, it runs from head to toe. So you're not going to target it specifically, but what you can do is you can keep toxicity from getting into the blood and into the lymph, number one, and you can calm the body down so it can do its healing work. The lymphatic system is connected to the digestive system. It's it's one of the ways that the body processes fats, as well as nutrients, as well as toxins. So keeping toxins out of the digestive system is the first thing to do, and then keeping your intake of fatty foods and foods in general is also going to be helpful. I'd be doing I'd be fasting for one. I'd be eating as little food as possible, although you do need nutrition, specifically protein and vitamins. Have him doing bone soup, chicken soup. He should be subsisting on bone soup, which is where you take a whole chicken and turn it into soup. I call it bone soup, but it's really homemade chicken soup. Make sure the cartilage dissolves. All the cartilage is wonderfully anti-cancer. And make sure he's subsisting on that. Not only will he get the anti-cancer substances from the cartilage, but he'll also get wonderful protein, easy to digest protein. Make sure it's a clean chicken, though. No hormones, no antibiotics, organic. And he should be living on that, okay? And only as he absolutely needs to. He probably doesn't feel like eating, but nonetheless, calories represent work that the body needs to, represent an expenditure of resources that the body needs to heal. So chicken soup, homemade chicken soup, and vegetable juices. Lots of veggie juices, homemade or Vitamix type vegetable juices where you keep the fiber. Make sure he's using the Mighty 90 Essential Nutrients. I would be doing intravenous nutrition, Lou, if I were you, or if I was your husband. Intravenous, where you go to a naturopath and have him injecting things right into your blood. Vitamin C, intravenous selenium, intravenous glutathione. I'll spell that for you. Glutathione. Glutathione, intravenous. You might also want to try intravenous chelating agents like something called EDTA. A naturopath can help you with all of that. But intravenous is important because you want to get the stuff right in the circulatory system. You want to bypass the digestive system. Hyperbaric oxygen chambers, where they drive oxygen right into your lungs. Most hospitals will have a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. That can work as well. I got to take a break, Lou, but if you hang tight, I'll give you a couple more ideas because a couple more things you could do. But basically what you want to do is you want to activate the body's parasympathetic or relaxing nervous system, and you do that with good nutrition, you do that with oxygen, and you also do that by making sure that the body is not expending a lot of energy processing food toxins and processing calories in general. But I got a couple more ideas for you, so don't go away. And then we'll get to you. If you're on hold, we'll get to you as well. 844-236-6010 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-831-0771 now. That's 800-831-0771 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-831-0771 to learn more. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Pharmacist Ben Fuchs has learned the importance of good fats for good health. Good fats are essential fatty acids, and they're called essential because they're necessary for good health. That's why he uses Ultimate EFAs from Longevity.
Among the fats, the most powerful are two fats that are referred to as essential fatty acids. Now, nothing in the world of nutrition is more important than essential fatty acids. The word essential means you better get it in your diet or you're in big trouble. Essential fatty acids are perhaps the most multifunctional and versatile of all the essential nutrients. Essential fatty acids are not just important for the heart, they're important for everything in the body.
To get the essential fatty acids that are so important to your body, order Ultimate EFAs from Longevity by calling 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Or on the web at brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com. Order today.
Worried about lead, fluoride, and other contaminants in your drinking water? Purchase a ProPure system during the Crazy May sale and get a free ProMax shower filter or water filter pitcher. Remove up to 200 contaminants with the Pro 1G 2.0 truly cleanable, reusable filter. We don't stretch our claims, we just deliver performance. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer for details or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com.
Many Americans suffer from poor digestion, which can adversely affect their health.
For you guys who have digestive issues, glutathione is amazingly important for inflammatory bowel disease, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, stomach cancer. The glands of the stomach produce lots of glutathione. So glutathione's got multiple roles to play, and one of the best ways to upregulate to make more glutathione is to take the building blocks, glycine being one of the most important of the building blocks for making glutathione. Your ultimate enzymes contain something called trimethylglycine. We know it as betaine. We talk about betaine as an important ingredient for acidification, for keeping the pH of the stomach nice and low. But betaine can also help you make glutathione.
Help your body build glutathione. Order Ultimate Enzymes by calling 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470 or on the web at brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com. Order today.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pileski of the Pileski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Are you worried about how dangerous the world has become? In these days of terrorist attacks, natural disasters, or even a future collapse, you need to be medically prepared to keep your family safe. I'm Joe Alton, MD of store.doomandbloom.net, where you'll find an entire line of uniquely designed medical kits and supplies for when help is not on the way. For everything from individual first aid kits to the ultimate family medical bag, go to store.doomandbloom.net today. That's store.doomandbloom.net. You'll be glad you did.
My computer is so slow, it's making me crazy.
I used to have that problem.
Did you quit using a computer or did you buy a new one?
No, I called Geeks On Site. They made an appointment to visit my home and showed up the same day.
You mean they didn't ask you to bring your computer to a shop? That's what happened when I called a support company.
Geeks On Site can go to your home or business or even repair your computer online. They have 24/7 emergency service.
If you are having problems with your PC or Mac, call Geeks On Site, 1-800-591-1682. Our friendly certified computer repair experts are available 24/7. Call now for a free diagnosis, 1-800-591-1682. Data recovery, virus removal, and maintenance for all laptops, desktops, printers, and networks. That's Geeks On Site for friendly certified computer repair experts, available 24/7 over the phone or in your home or business. Just call 1-800-591-1682. That's 1-800-591-1682, 1-800-591-1682.
This is an alert. If your business or church is building this year, you're about to pay more than you should. This could mean thousands of dollars more for your office, retail space, church, or warehouse. A General Steel building can save you as much as half the cost and time of similar conventional construction. And we're offering rebates of up to $20,000 to help you build today. Call General Steel for free information that could save you thousands. Call 866-91-STEEL.
866-91-STEEL.
866-91-STEEL. This is an alert. If your business or church is building this year, you're about to pay more than you should. This could mean thousands of dollars more for your office, retail space, church, or warehouse. A General Steel building can save you as much as half the cost and time of similar conventional construction. And we're offering rebates of up to $20,000 to help you build today. Call General Steel for free information that could save you thousands. Call 866-91-STEEL.
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 Hello?
Congratulations.
For what?
For losing all that weight. How'd you do it so fast?
ASAP.
ASAP what? What's that mean?
Are you ready to get as skinny as possible, as soon as possible, as simple as possible, and as sexy as possible?
I'm listening.
Then get with the ASAP program. It's real and it works. No smooth talk, no slick advertising, and no exaggerated claims of success.
I've got to know more.
Welcome to ASAP, as slim as possible. Whether you have 10, 20, or 50 pounds to lose, ASAP is your weight loss answer. ASAP targets the abnormal fat reserves and makes them available to be burned as fuel and contains no caffeine or hormones. Order ASAP at wholesale prices or join the team to share the business with others. Visit GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. Lose weight and look great with ASAP, as slim as possible.
There's nothing more enticing and intoxicating than the finest meat cooking on an open flame. Freeze-dried meat from newharvest.com is U.S. grown, 100% all-natural with no extra fillers. Just grass-fed beef and free-range chicken guaranteed to stay fresh and delicious. Add New Harvest freeze-dried meats to your current food storage. You'll buy direct from the factory, not a third party, ensuring the best price and the highest quality. See all our products at newharvestfoods.com. That's newharvestfoods.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, libertyoncall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to libertyoncall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's libertyoncall.org.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Would you like to receive $250 to $1,000 cash per day? Go to richmoneyrich.com. No website, no selling, no explaining. Just take these simple 2 steps and go to richmoneyrich.com. You can be generating cash in the next 24 hours simply using this system. Good news is, it runs on 100% autopilot, and you don't need any experience to get started. It's easy. Get your share of easy riches and go to richmoneyrich.com. That's richmoneyrich.com. Go now. Brought to you by the Conservative Investor. Current returns not indicative of future results.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-403-4885. That's 1-800-403-4885. 1-800-403-4885. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details in the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Do you have dry hands or itchy, peeling skin? Are your cracked feet in need of a makeover for sandal season? Hi, my name is Diane Cook, the creator of Bee Spa Hand and Foot Cream. Bee Spa is all natural, 16% beeswax, marigold extract, and other essential oils and nutrients. Bee Spa is great for exceptionally dry hands and feet, but Bee Spa can be used anywhere on the body. I am sure you will see a difference overnight. B-Spa is the only cream you will ever need. The convenient 2.5-ounce size jar travels nicely and a little goes a long way. B-Spa hand and foot cream costs $29.99. Use promotion code 101 for free shipping. Order B-Spa hand and foot cream today at bspa.com. That's BEESPA.com. That's BEESPA.com.
Today, how to incorporate your business in just 10 minutes so you won't lose everything if you get sued. Step 1, stop putting it off. If you're not incorporated and someone sues your business tomorrow, it's not just your business at risk. You can lose everything: your home, your car, even your life savings. Step 2, call the following number for a free 10-minute incorporation guide from Incorporate.com. 1-800-941-5257. They don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating quick and easy. So you can incorporate or form an LLC in just 10 minutes. That number again is 1-800-941-5257. Step 3, congratulate yourself. By taking just 10 minutes to incorporate your business or form an LLC, you protected your home, your car, and your life savings. And that is how you incorporate your business in just 10 minutes. But hurry while they're still giving away these 10-minute incorporation guides for free. Call 1-800-941-5257. That's 1-800-941-5257.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria, which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.